Most men never understand this, but attraction does not truly begin with confidence. It does not begin with charm either, and it definitely does not begin with trying to impress a woman or prove your worth to her. It begins with something much simpler, yet far more powerful than most people realize. It begins with curiosity. I want you to really hear this, because once you grasp it, it changes everything about how women experience you and how they feel around you. A woman is not drawn toward a man because he talks about his achievements, his job title, his money, or the lifestyle he believes will impress her. She is drawn toward a man who makes her feel something awaken inside herself. A man who helps her reconnect with her own emotions, her own memories, her own dreams, and her own hidden longings. And the fastest, most natural way to create that feeling is by asking the right kind of questions and genuinely caring about the answers she gives. Most men ask questions that keep things safe, shallow, and predictable. Where do you work? How was your day? What did you study? These questions do not activate anything meaningful inside a woman. They do not stir emotion. They do not wake anything up within her. They do not create chemistry, depth, or tension. They only lead to polite, surface-level conversation that feels empty after a while. That is why so many men leave a date believing everything went well, while she leaves feeling indifferent or disconnected. Not because he was unattractive or boring, but because he never invited her into a deeper emotional space. He stayed on the surface, and attraction never lives on the surface. Women feel attraction when they feel understood. When a man shows real interest in the experiences that shaped her, the moments that mattered to her, the events that changed her perspective, and the lessons that formed who she is today. When he asks about the passions that light her up inside, or the struggles that taught her something important about herself. When he creates room for her to express who she truly is. Not the polite version she shows the world, but the honest version that exists underneath. That is when something begins to stir inside her. That is when she starts leaning in, because now you are no longer just another man trying to impress her. You become the man who actually sees her. Here is the part most men misunderstand. Asking deeper questions is not too intense. It is not desperate. It is not needy or overinvested. In reality, it shows confidence. It shows emotional maturity. It shows awareness. And those qualities are far more attractive to women than loud bravado or practiced charm. She does not want a man who performs. She wants a man who pays attention, a man who is curious about her inner world, a man who listens without rushing to turn the conversation back to himself. When you ask questions that touch her emotions, her brain activates the same pathways connected to bonding and desire. She starts associating you with the feeling of being seen, heard, and valued. That feeling is powerful. It is intoxicating. It is what makes her replay the conversation later in her mind. It is what makes her talk about you to her friends. It is what makes her feel curious about you in a way she cannot easily explain or shake off. So when you move from shallow questions to meaningful ones, you are not just changing how you speak. You are triggering a completely different response in her mind and body. You are creating emotional chemistry, the kind that does not fade when the date ends, the kind that deepens with time, the kind that lingers long after you part ways. And that is where real attraction begins. There is something most men are never taught, and it explains why so many connections feel distant, cold, or one-sided. Women do not open their bodies where they cannot open their hearts. Attraction is not only about flirting, chemistry, or physical touch. It begins much deeper than that. It begins in the nervous system. It begins with safety. Emotional safety does not mean being weak or overly agreeable. It does not mean agreeing with everything she says or constantly trying to please her. It means creating an environment where she feels she can relax into herself, where she does not feel judged, rushed, or quietly pressured to be someone she is not. When a woman feels safe with you, her entire body responds. Her breathing slows, her shoulders relax, her guard softens, and that softness is what allows desire to grow naturally. Most men do not realize how quickly women sense emotional tension in a man, his need for approval, his anxiety about saying the right thing, his discomfort with silence. When a man feels unsettled inside, she feels that unease too. But when you are calm, grounded, and present, she mirrors that state. Presence is one of the most attractive qualities a man can bring into any interaction. Presence means you are not performing. You are not waiting for the right moment to impress her. You are not rehearsing your next sentence in your head. You are simply there, listening, observing, allowing the moment to unfold naturally. Women feel deeply when you listen without interrupting, when you ask thoughtful follow-up questions instead of redirecting the conversation back to yourself, when you hold space for her emotions, even when they are uncomfortable or messy. In those moments, you are showing her something rare, a man who is not intimidated by her inner world, a man who does not rush to fix her feelings, a man who does not panic when she becomes vulnerable. That experience is powerful. It builds trust. It builds emotional closeness. And emotional closeness is the foundation of physical intimacy. When she feels seen, she naturally leans in. When she feels safe, curiosity grows. When she feels understood, desire begins to form. This is where many men fail without realizing it. They try to create attraction with jokes, compliments, or clever lines. But none of that matters if she does not feel emotionally grounded around you. Safety is what unlocks femininity. Safety is what allows her to release tension she did not even know she was carrying. Safety is what helps her open emotionally and later physically. A woman wants to feel chosen, not consumed. She wants to feel that you are interested in who she is, not just how she looks. When she realizes you are the kind of man who can hold her stories, her feelings, and her presence without flinching, something shifts inside her. Her guard lowers, her interest deepens, her desire begins to move toward you naturally, without pressure or force. Emotional safety is not the opposite of attraction. It is the root of it. There is a moment in every connection where a woman decides, often silently, whether you are someone she can open up to or someone she must keep at a distance. That moment is almost always shaped by one thing: the difference between need and desire. Most men underestimate how strongly women can sense neediness. Neediness is not about texting too often or wanting to see her. It is the energy of trying to earn approval, trying to win attention, trying to be chosen. When a man carries that energy, even quietly, it creates pressure. Her nervous system tightens, her guard rises. Desire feels very different. Desire is calm. Desire is grounded. Desire does not rush or chase. Desire is a man who is comfortable with silence, a man who stays centered even when she pulls back or becomes emotional. That is masculine presence, and women feel it instantly. Presence tells her you are not auditioning. You are not trying to prove your worth. You are not waiting for her reaction to decide how you feel about yourself. You are simply rooted in who you are. When a man carries that energy, a woman relaxes. Curiosity replaces tension. She begins leaning toward him instead of pulling away. This is where one simple but powerful question can change everything. Not a sexual question, not a teasing line, but a question that invites her to reveal a part of herself she rarely shares. What is something you wish more people truly understood about you? That question reaches into her inner world. It makes her pause. It makes her feel seen. And suddenly she is no longer talking to a man who wants something from her. She is talking to a man who truly wants to understand her. When she begins to open up, do not hurry her. Do not cut her off. Do not jump in with your own experiences or try to relate everything back to yourself. Let her talk fully. Let her finish her thoughts. Ask her why something matters to her. Ask how it affected her life. Ask how it changed the way she sees herself or the world. Follow the emotion behind her words instead of trying to steer the conversation toward your own feelings. When you do this, you show her that you are capable of depth, and that quality is rare. It is magnetic. It is the reason she thinks about you later. She replays the moment in her mind. She remembers how she felt. She feels pulled back toward you without being able to clearly explain why. Attraction is not born from being perfect. It does not come from clever tricks, memorized lines, or calculated strategies. It grows from the emotional space you create between the two of you. A space where she feels safe. A space where she feels seen. A space where she feels chosen without pressure. When you stop needing her approval, she starts wanting your presence. When you stop pushing toward her body, she naturally moves closer on her own. And when you ask the right question at the right time, you open a door to a side of her that she does not share with everyone. That is the man she remembers. That is the man she thinks about when she is alone. That is the man she wants to open up to, both emotionally and physically, because she feels understood rather than chased. Here is something most men have not realized yet, but once they do, everything shifts. Attraction is not something you create by force or pressure. It is not something you manufacture inside a woman. It is something you allow by removing tension, performance, and hidden neediness. When you stop trying to move the moment toward a goal and instead stay present with what is actually happening, her body relaxes even more. In that relaxed state, attraction is free to grow naturally. Relaxation is the gateway to desire. Women are always reading energy. They notice tone of voice, body language, timing, breathing, and intention. Long before the words land, her nervous system has already decided whether she feels open or closed. That is why trying harder almost always works against you. The more a man pushes for attraction, the more she instinctively creates distance. But when a man is grounded in himself, curious without an agenda, attentive without expectations, she feels free to move closer in her own way and in her own time. This is why silence is far more powerful than most men realize. Silence is not awkward when you are centered. Silence becomes a container. It gives her space to feel her own emotions. It gives her time to notice what is happening inside her body. When you do not rush to fill every quiet moment, she senses that you are comfortable with yourself. That comfort communicates safety without words, and safety allows desire to rise on its own without pressure. A man who can sit in silence without anxiety is a man who does not need reassurance. He does not need constant feedback. He does not need her reactions to confirm his worth. That self-trust is deeply attractive. It shows her that you are not trying to take something from her. You are simply sharing the moment with her. and that changes the entire dynamic between you. Emotional pacing also matters more than most men understand. Many believe connection is built through intensity. They think going deep very fast creates closeness, but real attraction grows when depth is matched with patience. When you let her reveal herself slowly, when you do not push for vulnerability, but you are fully present when it appears naturally, that is when trust strengthens instead of collapsing. Women open in layers. Each layer requires safety and time. When a man respects those layers instead of trying to tear through them too quickly, she feels respected. She feels valued as a person, not as a goal. She feels safe enough to go deeper because she knows she will not be rushed, overwhelmed, or misunderstood. That respect creates a slow, steady desire that is far more powerful than instant chemistry. It lasts longer, it grows stronger, it does not burn out quickly. Another detail many men miss is emotional leadership. Emotional leadership is not about controlling the interaction or managing her feelings. It is about remaining calm and steady when emotions arise. When she shares something vulnerable, when she becomes quiet, when she pulls back slightly, your steadiness becomes the anchor. You do not panic. You do not chase her energy. You do not shut down. You stay open, relaxed, and present. That calm presence tells her that you can handle emotional complexity. It tells her that you can handle depth and closeness without becoming overwhelmed, and that is what allows her to trust you not only with her thoughts, but with her heart. A woman does not give her desire to a man who needs to manage her emotions. She gives it to a man who is stable within himself. This is why attraction is not about doing more or saying more. It is about being more grounded, more aware, more self-contained. When you stop attaching your confidence to her reactions, she feels the difference immediately. She senses that you are not seeking validation from her. You are offering connection without strings. And when a woman feels that, something subtle but powerful happens. She begins to invest emotionally. She thinks about you when you are not there. She remembers how she felt around you. She replays moments in her mind, not because you tried to impress her, but because you allowed her to feel something real inside herself. You become associated with calm, depth, and emotional safety. That is the type of attraction that endures, the type that does not disappear after one conversation or one meeting, the type that grows stronger with time instead of fading, because it is not built on performance. It is built on authenticity. It is built on presence. It is built on emotional honesty. So if there is one thing to take from this, let it be this. Stop trying so hard to be interesting. Start being genuinely interested. Stop trying to impress. Learn how to truly listen. Stop chasing attraction. Create safety, and attraction will naturally move toward you. Because the man who is calm within himself, curious about her inner world, and unattached to outcomes is the man she feels drawn to without fully understanding why. And once you truly understand this, you stop chasing women altogether. You begin attracting them simply by being grounded, present, and real.